Jimin got like the Billboard #1 ever for a K-pop soloist or like crazy. Yeah,
That's so insane. Oh my
it's this
God.
dynamite moment. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is
Where
like
is our like
apparently the
screaming in the
old.
bus video?
He did a live stream last night at like 3 a.m. Korean time, where apparently he was sick, he would be puking, whatever. Like he had a fever, and he was like, "Thank you so much, guys." And then Hobie was on
Oh.
all social medias everywhere. Like he was on Weavers, he was on Instagram, he was in the comments. He was like, "Mom, baby, I'm so proud."
Hi, we are.
Nuna talk.
I'm Zara, and we have had a very wild week.
I'm Sophia, and when Zara says we, I think she means she. And
You've
you
been
will
with
find out
me.
why she had a crazy week later. Sure, sure.
You've
But you
suffered
have
with me.
experienced it. I have observed. We are Noona Talk. We are a podcast where we talk about K pop, K drama, K culture, K beauty, K food, everything about being a K stan, especially if you're a Desi stan. But even if you're not, we welcome you into our space. You can listen to our podcast anywhere where you can listen to podcasts like Spotify, Amazon, Google, Apple Music, wherever podcasts are found. And you can watch our video podcast on YouTube. So subscribe to our channel for regular weekly updates.
And also follow us on Instagram at NoonaTalk. Exactly like it sounds, there is a giveaway a la Jimin going on right now that you can participate in. A lot of
We're
predictions
talking
of.
about AgustD, guys. It's all
Yeah,
about
I'm talking about
him.
August D, yes, the D-Day, predictions of D-Day. But
Yeah.
before we can get into all of that,
What's poppin', guys?
Okay, so we've already talked about Jimin, but I think we should still talk about the fact that he is the first Korean soloist to ever top the Billboard Hot 100 chart with like crazy, and also the least radio play
that's
of
like
the
so
decade or
crazy.
something. Yeah. But in other news, Taemin is back.
Yay! Paddington Squad all together.
Oh yeah, but Kai's gonna go soon, I'm guessing. So maybe not for long, but
The Lord
while
giveth a
we're
little,
here.
the Lord taketh away.
The Seraphim announced a comeback with Unforgiven.
Yeah, no, I feel
Yeah.
like I am looking forward to the music they're creating. The last couple of them have been like, yeah, yeah, for me. So I want something that like is whoa for after a
Mm-hmm.
while.
Interesting. Zico has announced that his boy group is going to debut soon. It's called The Boys Next Door, and it's a 56-day countdown
Oh,
timer. They've released a website, which is like an animated thing. So very excited to know
oh,
what
so
that
I saw that
sounds
he
like. I'm
posted
so
like a
curious.
photo of a house, and I didn't understand what that was. But if they're called Boys Next Door, that makes
Hmm.
sense. Wasn't there New
Yeah,
Kids on the
yeah.
Block? Sorry, that was a group. I was going to say there's a
Kids.
group called
Okay.
Boys Next Door, but it's New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, there's also the cartoon called Kids Next Door, if anybody is old enough to remember
Oh,
that.
right. I used to love that.
Card is also going to release new music. They're going to have a comeback with a digital single. So
Ooh,
excited for that. I think Card is a summer vibes ke liye. Like they have these fun dancey songs. So
very
always good for a
true.
summer
Very
comeback.
true.
And I've heard also in the pre-comeback era, they are probably going to release, I think, in a couple of weeks. They've already released
Ooh.
a song called Quiche, which is their pre-release track. So BBC Luna's company sued Chu so that she could not perform with any company ever again because they said that she's already under contract with them and they didn't officially end it. But it had ended, blah blah blah. But eventually she won, so now she's okay to perform. And additionally, more Luna news is that so Luna's creative director, who had left BBC because he said the company was trash, went on to create other groups. Only One Off was one of them, and the recent
Oh,
one has been Triple
really?
S, which yes, and three of the Luna girls who were a subunit called Odd Eye Circle in Luna have now been signed to the same company, so they're back with their original creative director.
Oh,
So that's
that's
really good for
nice.
them.
Yeah, that is quite
Yeah. So
nice.
And
That's good.
yeah, and they've already started activities. They have their own IG accounts. They started promotions. So Luna fans can expect new music very soon. Speaking of new music, you know who else is dropping new music?
IDK.
Min Yoongi, aka Suga, aka August D, is releasing the third part of the August August D trilogy called D-Day, which was literally announced like 3 days ago.
Wait, no, but is it the third part or is it the third and final part?
Third and final part of the trilogy. Yes,
That's
that is
crazy.
what
And the first
the
single
press
is coming out
release
this
said.
Friday.
Let's like get into the album and its details, should we?
Let's get into it, yeah.
Get into it, yeah.
The D-Day has been announced. Pre-sales are already there. There's a Weverse album, which honestly is the one that I'm tempted by personally because I just have no outlet to use like a CD on. And
But
then
there
of
are two
course,
album versions
yes,
of the CD version as well. Yeah.
yeah. So one can go and get those as well. I'm going to be very honest. First, like as open the gate, my first thought hate the name and hey, why is it like this color scheme? I know
Okay.
wearing black with a black wall, I'm not allowed to have that opinion, but फिर भी, like no.
I feel it's very on brand because if we've seen August, he's super into khakis and dark grays and blacks. One of the big predictions is that it's August D meeting like August D of D2, and they're gonna have a final battle off kind of a thing. That's why it's called D-Day, because they're like
Oh,
fighting and kind of destroying each other, like and ending it all.
only one can
Hmm.
survive.
Or none
Inside you, there are
survive,
two
like
MSDs.
yeah, like Min Sugar like comes out at the end, victorious kind of a vibe.
Oh, that'd be really interesting. Oh my God, I'd never thought of it that
Yeah,
way. But that sounds really interesting.
yeah. Another thing someone has noticed is that the digital albums are also on sale, and those are for $11, which means it's a full album. So probably 10 to 12 tracks is what is predicted. And we've
I mean,
seen
given that
Rapline
it's
albums.
like it's not going to be surprising at all.
Let's go on with our predictions of what the sound might be, what the collaborators might be. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, right off the bat, one of the collaborators that I have to say is just based off of the Disney Plus trailer we saw. It has to be Anderson Park. I don't know in what capacity. Is he coming on to do instrumentals? Is he coming on to do a verse?
Hmm.
I'm really curious,
Producer.
but I mean, that is something that is going to happen, right? Like, I mean, it's in the trailer. They've shown it.
Yeah. And we've also the K Media leak, that is a rumor that is definitely confirmed that we're getting a
Oh,
song
I
with
forgot about
IU, which is supposed
IU.
to be.
Oh, I completely forgot
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
You know what I would love? I would love a Psy feature. I think Yoongi and Psy make a great duo, and like that
That
would
would
really
be
kill it.
very cute. Oh my god, if they get together
Hmm.
again and do another mashup, collab,
Hmm.
that'd be so fun.
That would be cool. But do you have any other, maybe a dream collaboration on this track, or something people have predicted, or you could have predicted?
It's definitely not a me only prediction. A lot of with Yoongi, it's so hard to tell what's going to happen because he's just got this whole,
Mhm.
cornucopia of skill and talent, and he's just a crazy person who cannot be
Yeah.
trusted. But again, just going off of the Disney Plus
Mhm.
teaser, it does seem like there is singing. It did also seem like he was holding on to a guitar strap.
That is true. In fact, I was thinking more of a folk song is definitely possible, because I do remember during 2020 Soup era, he talked a lot about like listening to Bob Dylan and wanting to incorporate folk music into his repertoire. So that would,
And
I think that's a
like we
fun
saw in
prediction, and
D2,
something
he did have a
something
lot
like
of
that.
like local instrumentation, like traditional instrumentation. It did feature in Dachata as well. And like, so clearly
Hmm.
he does have an interest.
No, I meant like American folk, not Korean folk.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
Like
get that.
Bob Dylan folk.
Okay, I thought
Not
it was
trot.
just like
But
inspired by Bob Dylan.
okay, no. But what if we actually get a trot song? That would, like, we've heard also Kare, we know Yoongi can nail it. It should
And we've
happen.
also heard him do like trot versions of regular Bangtan songs. He's
That
got
is
the
true.
demeanor for
That is
it. I think he'd be great. And it'd be
true.
a hilarious way to have that in the album. I think it'd be brilliant. And also I don't know, like it's something I personally like do enjoy when like a lot of local flavor or like traditional flavor is present in your art,
Hmm.
especially people who are
That is
like
true.
typically marginalized and not really seen as much. So, why not?
Also, what do you think the themes might be? Because I think what we've gotten in chapter two are themes that Yoongi has already touched upon. I think the weight of fame and all of those things. He could still
Yeah,
expand on it.
he can always expand on it, and I don't think there's any dearth of, that well does not dry up. But in terms of theme, I
Yeah.
don't know if we're going to dip back into that. I Because we have, like,
Hmm.
Yoongi has covered that quite expansively through his
D2
solo music,
was
through his,
mostly that, yeah.
yeah, and not just like mixtapes, but also like shadow, like within Bangtan as well.
Hmm.
Like his solo music has
That's true.
featured those themes quite heavily. So I don't think that should come back. My prediction for the theme, okay, is that there isn't going to be a theme. It just feels like it might just be him doing the Indigo thing, where just getting a bunch of artists and collabing and making the music that he just wants to, and like getting it
Yeah,
out of his system. Once like it gets stuck in your head, you just need to put it out, versus it
that's
having like
true.
a rhyme. It'll have a rhyme, but no reason.
Looking forward to more storytelling. I think Yoongi, I think that's what we can expect because Yoongi, in his writing, he's a very direct storyteller. There'll be like The Last or something like Dear My Friend, are very specific life instances which he like kind of pans out in a song format really well. So I think those tidbits of life, as opposed to a generic mood song, is something that is really his strength. Of course, he can do mood songs as well, but that I want more from him because he's so good at it. Let's talk about the other big thing that is happening along with this album, which is the D-Day tour or the August D Sugar tour.
Ooh, so excited, so
I wonder
excited.
who's going to the tour. Do you have any idea?
It's
You know who's attending?
I swear, the way that the minute the tour got announced, actually, even before that, I started saying that I am making no money moves until I get tickets for tour. I was very tempted by going to Indonesia because that happens in the same month as my birthday. But then I changed my mind and I was like, you know what? Singapore is a much better venue. It's also a place that I haven't been to in like a long time. So let's go back and like, let's go for Yoongi.
That's right.
Yeah. And because fear and panic, I was like, you know what, let me keep Thailand as a backup, and Bangkok, I'll just try for ticketing. And this, let's like now focus the rest of this video as like tips from first time BTS
How
ticket
did
purchase.
Zara?
The
The first
brief.
thing you did was get your army membership. I
Oh
think you
gosh,
didn't
oh
wait
yeah,
for a
sorry.
general sale or
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Oh right,
when
you're
it
right.
was announced, that time only you got the
Yeah, like
membership.
literally the same day I went and got an army membership. Up till now, I've never had one, even though I've been in army for a long time. And then
Hmm.
I went and made accounts on both the ticketing platforms for Thailand and Singapore. Then I bookmarked them and kept them on my bookmarks tab. I don't have any other bookmarks. So like that would be as easily accessible as possible. And I also fed my card information, but I could only do that in the Thailand one. In Singapore, I did like it. Singapore was Ticketmaster, and I don't know why, but
Oh.
Singapore Ticketmaster does not have the option of you uploading a card and keeping that. However, like if like I mean, I just have my card details saved on my Chrome account, like my Google account, so I use that. Okay, now here comes the juicy part. So on the day of Thailand, I was at work, and I was like, you know what, even though I'm not serious about this, I'm still going to participate in it to get a practice run in. And I logged in
Hmm.
and I did every like all the setting up, and I was there maybe 10 minutes before ticket sales opened, which is fault number one. Like
Oh.
for India time, it
Yeah.
opened at 8:30 a.m. I was there by 8:20. I should have been there for like an hour before, because as far as I can tell, the earlier you are in the queue, I mean, I know Ticketmaster has a different policy because they're like, we'll randomly place you in a queue, but Thai ticketing wasn't like
Mhm.
that. They placed you in the queue depending on when you arrived in the loading area. And then I saw the little man walking, and I don't think I understood how long you had to wait, because I was like, Adha ghanta, half an hour, whatever, it'll be done. 40 minutes, done. No biggie. I was in that queue for an hour and a half, easily. Before they, and I don't know why, after that, they still let me go into the ticketing area. Like, they should have just told me it's sold out. Like, they
Mhm.
should have just said it's sold out, like, leave the queue or whatever. And I did get kicked out
Like
of the
for
queue twice,
transparency.
I
Mhm.
guess. I got kicked out of the queue twice and got placed at the beginning of the sorry, at the end of the queue both times. And I do think that was them
Oh.
just offloading people, because there must have been a lot of people coming on to buy tickets. Um, But I think all of that
Hmm.
prepared me mentally for this, but then it also made me very nervous for Singapore. So what I did immediately as soon as I got home was create another account as well on Singapore Ticketmaster. And I did it, and they have this whole thing where you can't register, like you have to have a different phone number, a different email ID, which fortunately I did have. And I did that, and I created, and I had two laptops as well. I have a work laptop and I have a personal one. I set it up both on each. And again, ticketing opened 8:30 a.m. India time. I was on both of them from like 7:20. Which I don't really know if how much of a difference that made. I can't tell, but it worked. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna count it as like a
Better be
tip for
safe than
myself.
sorry. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Like I watched the countdown happen. I got placed into a queue. On one system, I was number 74,000 something. On the other one, I was number 11,000 something. So like big difference, because that's what
Yeah.
Ticketmaster says. Like they say they place you randomly in the queue. I think I ended up getting into actual ticketing within 20-25 minutes. And then the
Mhm.
worst things happened, where, of course, I knew I wanted a ticket either day, 17th or the 18th of June. My first card, which is a debit card, it said it won't accept because debit cards aren't accepted. I said, okay. I had a credit
Mhm.
card. I used that, but it was American Express and it said no. So I had to like run across to my dad to be like, can I please borrow one of your credit cards, which is not American Express? Fortunately, he did have one. I have paid him back. It's fine, guys. I ran out and I was on the stairs and I was wearing these like these chappal, the enemy chappal, okay. And like if you know
Oh.
me, you know that I don't wear open-toed things. I tend to exist in shoes. But
Hmm.
I had a stumble on the stairs. I could hear my toes like just screaming in pain, and I also wear a toe ring. And I was like, oh, it's whatever. Let me just get to the system because it only gives you 10 minutes to like input all your card details. Fortunately, got tickets for both 17th and the 18th. And then while I was relaxing, calling other people meaning this one, to be like, hey, I got my ticket. I noticed, my toe is bent weird. So very long story short, because of Yoongi, I now have a dislocated toe. So he had better perform really hard. Like, I mean, boots the house down needs to
Yeah.
happen.
And like Dachita needs to happen.
But yeah, so very exciting time indeed. Wild week, when I say wild week, which is also one of the reasons I haven't pre-ordered Yoongi's album, because I think I'm just gonna get it
Mhm.
in person, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping, okay, I know this is a dead wish and I know it's not gonna come true. I know this. But I really hope D-Day merch is not terrible. That's not gonna
Stretch.
happen. I know that's not gonna happen.
That's true. But hey, you can go to Singapore and buy some Line Friends merch.
Yes,
Always a
thank you.
plus.
Sophia did research for me, found a place which sells, is a reseller of Line Friends. Going to go there, fill up. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Very excited.
You guys can look forward to the haul videos and maybe the a
Concert
vlog.
videos, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So much.
I'm also
So much, I
looking for
think.
suggestions of what I can wear for the concert because I do have one outfit ready,
Hmm.
but I don't have another.
Hmm. But yeah, and look forward to our reaction to the pre-release track. We don't even know what it's called, what it sounds like. Is it going to be the IU song? Who knows? Find
Oh
out.
my
It's
god!
just
I
like
didn't even
waiting.
think of that.
Oh my god, the
Oh, very
possibilities.
excited. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay. Look
So
forward to
yeah,
all of that and many more episodes in the future. Like this video because I know you liked it, and subscribe to us for more such videos in the future. You can also follow us. Remember to follow us actually on Instagram, where there is a giveaway going on, and there'll be more coming
and you can hear
soon.
all these fun stories that Zara goes through on our Instagram as well.
That's true. Okay. We will be back next week. I was Zara.
And I was Sophia. See you next time.